This meeting is
Welcome,
being
welcome, welcome. This is Edna White, your host today on Keeping It Real on Purpose. And you are here on this amazing show. And I know you see somebody new, but I'm gonna introduce her. So hold your horses. Now, this is the place, the podcast, the video podcast where we come together with real talk about real issues and struggles in life, relationship, and business. And we do it on purpose so that you
yes.
can learn and have a better life. Today on our show is my very, very, I want to say far friend, BFF. The long distance BFF, Levia Hartman, and she's an art author and a public speaker, and she's all the way from Liberia.
Woohoo! Happy
Welcome,
we're here. Thank you.
welcome,
Yes.
Levia, to Keeping It Real on Purpose. So let's get started. How do you show up in the world, Levia? How do you show up?
Great question. Wow. Well, great to have him here. Thank you so much. Yes, I show up on the world. For me, it's all about positive attitude. You have to have that positive attitude.
Sure.
So, yeah. And I'm all about challenging myself and finding the next step on how to be successful, being connected with other people, networking.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
that's
it's
how I
not
show up.
about just having like other people, but great people that kind of push you up, right? Push you up over
Yes,
the next level.
yes, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us about being an author. What is the name of your book?
Oh, thank you. Yes. I recently just published a book. It's called Crown Up. I'm not sure you can see it. So it's a Crown Up. And this book is available in anywhere on Google Plus, Amazon, anywhere they can purchase book.
Okay.
And that's the name of the book, Crown Up.
Crown Up. And what is Crown Up all about?
The Crown Up is about, the positive affirmation. People that have issue with, their body images. They're trying to find love, in the wrong places.
Right.
And for me, self-identity is very important. You have to learn to love yourself, and then everything will fall into place once you love yourself.
Oh,
It's all about
absolutely.
self-images. Yes.
Absolutely. Because I think the Bible says, come back to your first love. And your first love is who? You. We forget that
Yes.
a long time ago. We loved ourselves when we was little. We didn't care. We fell, you know, bumped our neck, whatever. Fell out of a tree. We got back up and we got started again. So love ourselves.
Yes.
We had a whole lot of faith when we were young in ourselves, like what we could do. We could do anything.
Yes.
So yeah, so
Yes.
crown up. I like that, crown up, because we are all kings and queens, um of whatever we do as we get older. We may be prince and princesses when we're younger, but we grow up to be kings and queens of this human life, right?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. See, if you had a chance to read it, it says, you are a son and daughter of the Most High. You are
Mhm.
wonderfully made, and so crown up. You got to wear your crown because you are special. You are the king and queen of the Most High.
Mhm. So tell us about, I hear people say this all the time about kings and queens, and they're calling you kings and queens. But when you're talking about royalty, tell us what royalty really means, because we say these things and we don't know what they really mean. Because, from example, reading history, kings and queens, they had a sort of a different attitude about themselves than those who are regular laymen. So tell us about being wearing that crown. What does it take to wear that crown?
Yes. When the crown, like I don't mean like literally when the crown, it's all about your body image. Who you define yourself is what matter. Our
Okay.
circumstances does not define us. Your
Right.
past, whatever you did, it is not who you are.
Right.
Right now, you were created in the image of God. So therefore, you are already a daughter and son of the Most
Mm-hmm.
High.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, like, don't try to find love, in the wrong places. Loving yourself, take care of yourself, including,
Right.
the, sleep, eating healthy. That's probably a crime. It's not about, being rich.
Right.
We are royalty already.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it means to me. That's why,
Right.
yeah,
Okay, so I like what you just said, rich. And rich and wealthy are two different things, right?
yes,
Rich can be just have everything you want and don't care about it, right? Everything you want and
exactly.
it doesn't mean anything, right? But wealthy
Yes,
means that it goes from you, and you appreciate it, and then it goes to the next generation. So it's almost teaching a richness that is embedded in legacy. Wealth, that's what wealth is to me, is a richness that's embedded in legacy. You teach everyone. Being rich, you can be rich, but it doesn't mean your children are rich. And we see that in history, right? The Trump children,
yes,
their father's rich, but they're not rich, and we see that with other kids who are celebrities. Their parents are rich, but they're not rich. Why? Because wealth is taught through legacy, right?
exactly.
And I think that that's what's
Yes,
important with the crown up, knowing, if you have your crown on, is that the difference between rich and wealthy, and you want to be able to lend to the legacy that you're talking about, correct?
yes,
That
ma'am. Correct.
that you have, right? Okay. So now that you're an author, has there been any struggles that you've had as you were writing, and just trying to put this book together? What challenges have you had?
Yes. My book is a self-published, and
Okay.
one of the things I noticed is the finance. Financial, without that support for me to like market the book and be able to get my message out. Because
Right.
it's not about me saying become rich and sell my book. It's about me being able to get a message out, get the audience, so they know, oh,
Right.
okay,
Right.
there's a book out there that can help me. There's a
Mhm.
message out there, so I need to read it too.
Right.
And those one of the things I struggle with just the finance part, trying to advertisement and stuff.
Yeah. And that's struggle for everyone. If you're self-publishing, and if you're going the conventional way, that's even an issue, because most publishers, and I'm an author of 22 books. So I have
No.
1, 2, 3 books who are conventionally, by publishers who paid me, and then I have the other books that I've written myself, which I've independently published. So I could
Wow.
see how you need money on each end, because the publishers are not going to really get you out there. They're going to do what they normally do, but you have to
No.
do, right? You have to
Yes.
really get out there and do something. So what I learned around on the road of being an author, Levia, is that I had to treat this like it was a business. So each book was a business. So could you
Oh,
imagine 22 business plans? Can you imagine that? But you have to
yeah.
write a business plan. So
Okay.
where do you want to see this book go, and crown up? Where do you want to see it go?
Great question. Hmm. I'm not giving much thought, but I think I want to see it the go the crazy,
Uh-huh.
Maybe someday it can become a movie or maybe an autobiography,
Okay.
and that'd be really great.
Yeah. So when you say an autobiography, you mean in film, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, and you also said that you want to see it as far as what is the other one you said? There's two you said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it can become like a movie, maybe
Movie, right?
10, 20
Yeah,
minutes.
so
Yes.
autobiography is similar but you mean short film, correct? Like a short
Yes.
film. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you this. Somebody told me, and I keep saying this to everybody, and I'm going to do a class on this because I think it's amazing.
I
But
would can.
he said to me, now, this is somebody that I met on internet, and he was on my show. He's on my show. He's a great guy. And he said to me, my mentor told me there's 33 ways to make income for your business. I said, wait, what? And he said,
Exactly. What?
yes. He said, any business. I said, what? So I says, 33 ways? He says, yes, that's what my mentor told me. So, me, I mean, I'm interviewing him, right? I'm saying, okay, how many ways are you? He says, to be honestly truthful, I didn't think of it until you asked me, this interview, but I'm only doing 2 ways. So that got me to thinking 33 ways. I'm all
Yeah.
excited, right? You're excited, right? I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, 33 ways. So I started doing research. I'm going to do a class on this because I'm at number 7. Okay, I'm at number 7. And there's
Oh,
30
really?
ways. There's 33 ways to bring money into your business that even if you're an author, how you can bring it in. Some of them I've been doing, never knew it. That was I didn't set it up and I didn't go through it. Here's one, for example.
Okay.
You're on, your book is on, let's see, Patreon, right? Is that, that Patreon, Patreon.com, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
do a reading on there and actually have people pay you to read the book. So say if you 30 minutes or something, you're going to read maybe a chapter. Someone
Okay.
pays you to do that. That's income in. So whether you charge 99 cents or $1.99, whatever it is, you're getting money on that. Another
Ah,
way would be to read the book in audiobook. How great is that?
what? That's crazy.
Audiobook is amazing. So read all of your books. Just take your book in a physical copy and go into a quiet room, no noise, good sound quality. Read it straight through.
Okay.
And then publish that reading on audiobook, which is part of self-publishing, right? If you're with Amazon or whomever, it's
Right.
self-published, and you do it through that. That's an audiobook. How likely is someone to download your book as opposed to reading it?
Oh, yeah. Very likely.
Very likely, right? All of these ideas just started popping when he said this, and I got really excited. So then I said, so you're only doing 2. So I said, okay. So I'm telling him my ways that he says, oh, that's a great idea. So another way is to advertise on radio, right? What you're doing right now, right? What you're doing
Yes.
right now. So there's this free, I don't know what it is, but it's a free way to get invitations to be on the show. It's called Radio Guest. I think radioguest.com. Let me see.
Video.
Radio Guest. I think it's Radio Guests. Radioguestlist.com.
Ah,
And you go through the list. Just get on the email, right? And it
okay.
sends you everyone that's looking for a guest. So how do you make money from that? Well, you go in the show and you're plugging your book. You're always plugging your book or you're plugging your service. So I've learned that I had to script everything. So learning to script everything made everything easier for me so I wouldn't forget anything. So I'd be like not on the show going, oh my gosh, I should have said this. I learned to script everything. So what does that tell you? go back to your business, right? Write a business plan and then write a script. If this is because you're a public speaker, right? I do want to say, Levia's going to come back and we're going to try this again in a better light, so that we can maybe have a couple of authors on at one time, and all the authors can talk about their books and trade ideas. Maybe that's a good idea, you know. And but I can talk to Levia separately from the audience, because we're breaking up badly. And you know, I really do appreciate my audience for coming to listen to this and to see this. But what we're going to do at this point is call the show to an end. We're going to thank Levia, but she's going to be back. Don't sleep on the fact that she's not going to be back. She's going to be back. We're going to try to solve this problem separately from the audience, okay? And we're going to pause right now. We're going to say goodbye to you guys, but we're going to stay on and try to solve the problem. We'll see you next time, audience. Love you much, and thank you for listening.